Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel VJL Faraz iDocs Eye Musings. Every year from 25th of August to 8th of September, National Eye Donation Fortnight is being celebrated to bring up awareness regarding the eye donation program. Right now we are dealing with the COVID pandemic which is affecting everyone. At the same time, we also have this huge problem of corneal blindness. Globally, there are 12.7 billion corneal blind people, and out of that, 98% of the people are residing in the low and middle income countries. Around 1.5 billion people are adding up every year throughout the world. So, this shows the huge impact of corneal blindness in the society. There are many causes of corneal blindness varying from infectious keratitis, corneal dystrophies, chemical injuries, trauma, vitamin A deficiency. Corneal transplantation is the main modality for the treatment of corneal blindness. In penetrating keratoplasty, all the layers of the cornea are transplanted. In anterior lamellar keratoplasty, epithelium, baumann's and stroma are transplanted. In DSEK, basically the posterior stroma, Descemet's membrane and endothelium are transplanted. In DMEK, Descemet's membrane and endothelium are transplanted. As you all know, COVID-19 can present with various manifestations ranging from asymptomatic to severe symptoms. There are reports in the literature showing ocular manifestations of COVID-19 ranging from chemosis, erythema, epiphora, conjunctivitis-like picture. There are also reports in the literature which say that there might be some transmission of the COVID virus through the ocular surface. There has been a lot of concern among the corneal surgeons regarding the transmission of COVID virus through the donor tissue into the recipient eye. The Eye Bank Association of India has come up with few guidelines to help corneal surgeons in this COVID era. Initially, the sources of corneal donor tissue were from hospital cornea retrieval program and voluntary donation. In the COVID era, HCRP from a non-COVID hospital is allowed and no community or voluntary donation is allowed. And red zones and orange zones are to be avoided. Other than the routine donor screening tests which are being done, an addition of an RT-PCR nasal swab for COVID-19 is recommended, and all the collected tissues are quarantined for 48 hours prior to usage. If we look at the contraindications for donor selection, any disease which is potentially hazardous to the eye bank personnel while retrieving is a contraindication, and in that list, any person who is tested positive or diagnosed with COVID-19 disease is added. The other contraindications where there are potential risk of transmission of communicable diseases from donor to recipient and also potential risk of transmission of a non-communicable diseases. Patient with a high risk behavior is also an absolute contraindication. Additional contraindications in COVID era include acute respiratory illnesses, having any one of the symptoms like fever, cough, shortness of breath or diarrhea, suffering from unknown etiology, ARDS or pneumonia. CT scan chest showing ground glass opacities, evidence of conjunctivitis, exposure to confirmed or a suspected case of COVID-19 in the last 14 days, and those who have returned from abroad and those who have lived or visited the red zone. Now let us look at the algorithm for donor tissue selection. If at all the deceased donor is a confirmed case of COVID-19, the donation does not proceed. If the donor has visited the COVID-19 area or exposed to a case of COVID-19 in past 21 days, assess the clinical situation. If the clinical situation is compatible with COVID-19, no need to screen and you can abandon the donation. After assessing the clinical situation, if the clinical symptoms are not compatible with COVID-19, still screen for COVID-19 virus, and if it is positive, do not proceed with donation, and if it is negative, proceed with donation. If there is no epidemiological risk and the clinical situation is compatible with COVID-19 and the screening is positive, donation does not proceed. If the screening is negative or with the clinical situation is not compatible with COVID-19, then you can go ahead with donation. Other precautions which have to be taken during retrieval are using proper PPE kit, double contact of the eye with povidone iodine before retrieval, and proper PPE kit disposal is also important. Non-disposable parts of the PPE like goggles and visors have to be cleaned with spirit and sodium hypochlorite immediately, and use of double layered bags for collection of blood samples and corneas have to be followed. Other precautions include rubbing and cleaning the external surfaces of the MK medium or the cortisol bottles with spirit, and then all the documents which are used have to be exposed to UV light under the laminar flow for 30 minutes on both the sides. Proper hand hygiene has to be maintained by the staff, and technicians are usually advised to be on call. MK medium has been the most common medium which we have been using in the pre-COVID times. In the COVID times, the focus has shifted to intermediate storage mediums like Optisol, where you can store the tissue for 14 days. If the tissue is not utilized within 14 days, the tissue is transferred to glycerol so that it can be used for tectonic purposes at later date. This is the summary of the algorithm which has to be followed. To summarize, avoid COVID positive patient, death of unknown etiology and death with presumed COVID symptoms, strict precautions to be taken during donor tissue collection, tissue storage to be done in medium like Optisol, and priority to be given for emergency transplant procedures. Thank you for your patient listening.